called a failed attempt.
So we drove.
We came all the way here.
We drove a whole hour.
Failed attempt.
And it's closed.
Darn it, Chantel! Our friend over here thinks cool it now. It's Chantel's fault. It's not my fault.
It's okay. We're still gonna make some pies.
Well, you know, we tried our very best.
Yay!
Oh, sorry. We tried our best. But you know what?
Time to turn
We still
around.
have pie on the recipe, on the menu.
On the menu.
Is it anyone else still just looking at themselves instead of the dog? It's like a look name.
Okay. To making pies. Twice.
Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited because it is officially November, so I thought it would be really good to start off with apple pies. So I'm going to be using my wonderful friends for assistance. We've got Ajima, hi. We've got Adora,
Hey.
and Miss Jen.
You know that's right.
Okay, so first we are going to start off with our pie crust ingredients, and that starts with 1 cup of butter flavored shortening. Then we have 2½ cups of flour, and then we've got our ½ teaspoon of salt, and 1 egg, and then we are going to have ½ cup of cold water and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. So to get it started, we have already mixed the flour and the salt together, and now we are going to add the shortening. And you are going to take that with your hands that you have already washed, make sure it's for 20 seconds, and you're going to mix that together. Great, and you're just going to mix it together until it becomes kind of crumbly like we have here. And then we are going to take the cold water and add the egg in there. I got excited though.
A little drippy.
A little bit. And now we are going to add in the apple cider vinegar.
Drip, drip, drip.
And now we are going to introduce our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients. Great, and we are going to fold. So you're just going to fold this with your hand.
Ooh.
So as you can see, we finally have it in a nice ball. You should be able to also still see the shortening, and that is fine because that is what we want it to look like. And so we are going to split it into 2. And now that we have it split into 2, we are going to now bring in the parchment paper. So now what you're going to do is you're going to flatten them into 2 round discs. I like to start it off with my hands. And then I bring in my roller. And I bet you can guess what we're doing is we are making the bottom and the top for the pie. I'm going to move it up a little bit. There you go. Perfect. and just smooth it out a little bit more on the ends. And there we go.
I would like to know, madam, why do you add the parchment paper with the dough and put it in the fridge?
I'm not gonna try an accent because I do horrible accents.
And why do you feel the need to put it in the freezer when you're done?
No, in the freezer, in the fridge.
You put it in the fridge because you want for the ingredients to be stiffer. As you saw, they start off a little bit more sticky. They're letting the ingredients stick together and become more stiffer and firm so that we are able to put it in the pie pan. Now that we are done with the crust, we are going to put it in the freezer for 30 minutes. You can do it for an hour, but if you're kind of on a speedy time limit, you can do that for 30 minutes. And now we're gonna do the apple filling. To the pie filling. So now it is time for us to start the apple pie filling.
Yes.
Let's get it
Fill it.
started.
Apple pie. Apple pie.
Okay, and now for the apple pie stuffing ingredients, we have our 6 apples.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6.
And we have our 3/4 cup of sugar with half a teaspoon of cinnamon, with 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, with 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, with 1 cup of unfiltered apple juice, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And last but not least, you can also use some whole milk and some kind of coarse sugar for when we are going to top the pie. So, let's get it started, y'all.
Let's get it started! Wait, I don't know if we can sing that song.
Okay, so first we are going to put in the sugar. Sugar, honey, iced tea.
Okay, and then we're going to put in the cinnamon and the nutmeg. And then we're going to add in the cornstarch, so make sure that you level off. And mix it all together. And so we are going to now add the apple juice. And the lemon juice. Mix that around. Okay, and then you're going to cook this on your stovetop on medium heat until it becomes thick and bubbly. Okay, so while you are now waiting for your mixture to heat up, it is time for us to peel, core, and cut the apples. You're going to want to cut your apples to about 1/4 kind of a thickness, and then you're going to put them in a microwavable safe bowl. Okay, so bringing this back, we have a nice thick mixture, as you can see. Look at that. And we are going to now take this mixture, put it in a bowl, and we're going to put it in the fridge.
real quick, you're just gonna take plastic wrap, pop that over the apples, and put it in the microwave for 2 minutes.
Okay, and so the reason that we put this in the microwave is that we wanted for the apples to get kind of super soft. So you can see this guy is super duper flimsy. And then next we are going to mix the apples in with our apple pie mixture that we had, the really sweet one with the sugar and the nutmeg. And I'll show you guys how I do that.
So you are just going to take the microwaved apple slices, put that in a bowl. I'd say maybe put half into a bowl. Then you're gonna go and you're gonna take half of this, pour that over. Then take the other half, put that on top. And take the rest of it and pour that over here. Get this out. Perfect. And so now that we've got this, you're gonna flour it, and as you can see, before it was super sticky, and now it just comes off nice and easy. So we're gonna put that on here and just peel it off. Got some flour. And then add another one. You can bring back that parchment paper. We're gonna put that back on here and we're gonna flatten it out even more. We wanna make sure that it is bigger than the pie crust pan that we have. So you can see right here, that is just a little bit too small. So make sure that you do stretch out those edges. There we go, that's a lot better. You can see that all of the edges are out. Great, and then so you're gonna take this off. As you can see, this one's a little thin on this side, and that's totally fine. Just gonna roll it back, make it a little bit flatter. No harm, no foul. And so one of the great tips that I learned is you're just going to pick it up, and you're gonna half it. If it's sticky, that's still fine. Half it like that. Then fold it again. There we go. It's got flour, so it's gonna be fine. Bring your pan. And then so now we're gonna unhalf it. And bring it back on this side. So that kind of saves us a lot of time and a lot of wear and tear. As you can see, this one's still a little bit on the gooey side. I would say maybe if it ends up being like this, you're just gonna start over and add a little bit more flour. you go. Much better. So we're now just gonna take the edges and kind of smush them up to the ends. And you might feel like it's gonna make it super duper thin, but that's fine. Just make sure all of the dough is pretty even. The whole reason that I actually started this channel is because of my dad. He really thought I can do a lot of different things. And I was like, well, Dad, I'm not a professional at all. Why would anybody want to watch this channel when they can watch someone that's a professional? And he was saying, well, a lot of people aren't professionals and would like to kind of at least know where to start and see somebody who like makes mistakes and, oh, well, she did that, so I don't feel so bad that I messed this up. And also, you don't really see that many black women on YouTube doing a lot of different things, and we can do so many things. We're just so creative. And so that is why I actually started my channel. So as you guys have been watching, I have been just kind of distributing more of the dough towards the sides. The bottom is still thick, as you can see, because you don't see the bottom of the pan, so it's not see-through. But I've just been kind of using my fingers to kind of move everything over to the edges. And just take your thumb to just squeeze it. And you can see also that this dough is actually like really ready to go, because before we put this in the fridge, do you remember, you could really see the marbling, you could really see the shortening that we're using, and now it just really looks like good dough. Perfect, so if you ask me, that looks pretty fine. Great, so I'd say also last but not least, make sure that you get all of the air bubbles on the bottom out. That'll also help you get more dough for the sides of the crust. Because when we first put it in the pan, you saw like, oh, that didn't look like that much dough. But now we are almost all the way to the edge of the pan. So we're gonna put this back in the fridge. And we are going to add our apples. Make sure that these apples are as flat as they can be. You don't want for them to pop through the top of the crust. So that is why we are just flatten them out as much as we can. So now we're just gonna put this back in the fridge. Okay, perfect. So now we have put this in the freezer. Move this a little bit to the side. And we are going to put the top part of the crust on top of the pie. So I like to just gently layer this on top, just like so. Perfect. That is why this is the best. And so we just want to make sure that the edges connect. So the edge of the top of the crust connects with the bottom of the crust. Okay, so now you can take a little bit of the milk that we have, just like a little bit and just kind of distribute that over the pie. Nice little brush. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, nothing. Ooh, this pie is going to be so great. You can see it is filled to the brim. And so we use the milk so that we can also add just a little bit of sugar on the top. Okay, everything is good. And now the last thing you do is you're just gonna add a couple of slits just so that when you put it in the oven, some of the heat is able to come out. And so I'm going to bake this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. Then I'm going to check on the pie and then take it down to 350 degrees. Leave that in for another 25 minutes and then it should be good to go.
Okay, y'all, and just like that, we have finished my apple pie. Thanks to my wonderful, beautiful assistants here.
Hey.
We're just gonna drink some more wine and eat this pie. So.
Apple pie and ice cream. Wait a minute.
Haagen-Dazs!
Oh, I forgot we had
Sponsor us. Sponsor us.
Yum.
So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, if you did make this pie, please tag me in it. I would absolutely love to see it, as well as like and subscribe this video, and make sure that you guys hit that bell so you can be alerted whenever I post my new videos. And with that, I'll see y'all later.
Subscribe.
Hit that bell. Hit that bell.
It's B-roll. It's J-roll. She doesn't know. We're doing this. She doesn't know. We're doing this. She doesn't know. We're taking this. She doesn't know. She doesn't